MRecktv.
Bring back the man in you, not because you need to, but because you will want to. Improve your weight room and bedroom performance with the all-new VasoFlux for Men natural dietary supplement. This unique blend of barks, roots, herbs, and vitamins is nature's way of keeping you in the game. And all for under $10. You can order yours today. Visit Youth Fountain Laboratory at youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856 today.
So now I gotta ask you this. You know, I'm glad you brought it up. Let's get it out the way. You got, of course, the rumors that Preem was leaning on y'all on some extortion shit.
Well, you know, I just said my whole adolescent years, I fought niggas from Southside. We got into shootouts. This is my growing up. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Hollis. Fights, brawls, lives lost.
Some people was like, oh, why did Hope do that? Some people was like, oh, I would have never did what a kid. I would have never did that. But some people respected, like, yo, that's the real right man shit to do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I don't feel like it's a fact that I'm glad God working mysterious ways. I don't know what y'all believe in out there, but the fact that you tagged me was so important, because if you didn't tag me in that, the chain would have never came back, because it's not that the other dudes didn't have the strength to get it back. It's like the little dudes who had the chain, they just didn't. They was like, I don't trust them. Hocus, you know what I'm saying? We gonna fuck with Hocus, because Hocus, you know, them dudes are connected to the streets, but I am the streets. You know what I mean? Not to take nothing away from everybody else you tag. So them dudes were just like, I don't trust them industry dudes. You know what I mean? If Hocus come, it is what it is. And I just feel like, you know, the lesson was missed, man. Like, what happened was, three things happened was, you know what I mean? It was a respecting, a mutual respecting. It unified us, and it also showed people that, you know, we could handle situations afterwards without the violence. You know what I'm saying? Without extra violence. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I really feel like, man, I stopped the cause even whether it's from you or not, like, people didn't like what happened to that kid, you know. So I feel like I stopped a potential down south East Coast, you know, war from happening, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I feel like a lot of y'all out there, y'all didn't get the message. You know, shout to Benny the Butcher. He went out of town, you know, in Houston, and whatever happened to him happened to him. You know, he got shot, and it's nothing wrong with picking up your phone, calling somebody, and you know you got $1,000 worth of jewelry on. You know what I'm saying? And you know that you a star, whatever. And yo, do you got anybody out there that can hold me down? You know what I mean? I got a show out there, and you piece off a little to get the hell. There's nothing wrong with that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I wanted you to elaborate on that. How you feel about that, big homie?
Yeah. Well, first of all, let me say you absolutely right, man. And it's a difference in a man being connected to the streets and being the streets. And one thing that you and I was able to solidify was something that was bigger than all of that. You know what I mean? I consider, you know, us having a lifetime bond to be able to prevent a lot of future, you know what I mean, BS from taking place, man. And not only, I feel, not only did you, your move was such a strong move, because like a lot of people, you know, the elevators only go up so far. You know, their thinking ability only goes so far, and they don't see the portrait and the picture of things until somebody dead. You know what I mean? Until the worst has taken place. And those of us that have thinking ability, then we know how to eliminate and prevent somebody losing their life before we see the big picture of a situation. And you know, you have that ability, that thinking ability. I have that thinking ability, and you're absolutely right. You know, for those who think it's something weak, you know what I mean, about saving a life, or about, you know, having a relationship where you can check in, where you can, you know, I don't like that word, check in.
Yeah, it got a bad stigma on it now.
Yeah, you know,
it makes people ego come out, the word check in.
But just a relationship, you know what I mean, or power, because that's what it is. You know what I mean? If I come somewhere and I can call, you know, one of my homies, Hocus, or vice versa, you can call on me, then all that's gonna do is put a whole different level of protection on your ass. You know what I mean? Where one, because when one identify with certain brands, when one have that respect, you know what I mean? You come to their city and they are embraced by different people, then, they immediately know in H-Town, okay, this is not food no more. We can't eat off of this. We can't look at their jewelry and say, oh, I would like to have that, or I'm gonna have that, because they already know serious consequences come with that situation, that even jackers don't like them kind of consequences. Some of the only people I know that don't care about the consequences, they from the Middle East over there, them suicide bombers, right?
Uh-huh.
The suicide bombers showed me a whole different level of gangster that I hadn't, seen, because they don't want to live. You know what I mean? They just, if they got to have it, they willing to blow their whole bodies up for it.
Yeah, that's a different type. But yeah, man, I tell people, I'm like, yo, look, at this point in my life, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a kid, y'all. I'm not one of these little kid rappers. Like, I've been through shit. Like, I was facing life in prison, right? And I made it out of that for a reason. Like, you know what I mean? I was facing life, and I beat my trial, right? I made it out of that. So for me to come home and then be put in a situation like this and be tagged on in that post, God put me there for what I did to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, without me, it wouldn't have happened, because them little dudes didn't respect everybody else. So it's like, yo, I did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, to all y'all out there, that's the lessons that need to be learned. Like, yo, sometimes you got to put your ego and your pride to the side and make the right decision. That I don't care if your homeboys don't feel it is. Like, I stopped the potential war from happening, y'all. Like, think about that. Yeah. Think about, like you said, the lives that were saved, rather than, and the relationship that's being built between me and you. Furthermore, and more, like you said, more lives we can help save. Think about that versus y'all little egos. You know what I'm saying? And for all y'all rappers out there that's gonna pay attention to this and watch this for future references, yo, don't listen to the dudes who's like, yeah, you can't come in my shit. Yo, listen, call the right people, man. Link with the right people. Make them phone calls. And you know what I'm saying? And if you ain't got the people out there, somebody do. That's what it's mob ties for. Somebody do. Hit somebody up. They'll make them phone calls for you. Write your pride, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I definitely wanted to get that across, big homie, because I feel like it's a lot going around. I see the negative aspect of it. People talking about in the media right now, especially after what happened to Child Benny the Butcher. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the homie. And I was just like, I got to jump on with the big homie and have us explain what the lesson was learned. What should have been learned after our situation. Yeah,
and it's important, man. Like right now, you and I have a bond to the extent, and Benny the Butcher is one of your loved ones. He's one of your homies. Like, that didn't have to happen to him. You know what I mean? And that don't have to happen to any of your family that coming our way moving forward. You know what I mean? Because we'll meet them at the airport or wherever. You know what I mean? And ain't no charge. You know what I mean? It's out of love, and it's just a matter of letting one know, hey man, we together. You know what I mean? That's what respect do. That's what our bond for one another do for those who didn't understand it in the beginning, because so many people did not even understand the move I made with the tag. They looked at that as a form of disrespect or a form, but I knew what I was doing, because I know how to think. You know what I mean? And I'm here because of the same reason you here. We don't know how to think, and if we think being strong is being weak, then surely weakness or whatnot will knock at our door, and we may not like it. You know what I mean? So, once again, man, ain't nothing weak about neither one of us.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And we understand that to the fullest.
That's a fact. And they know it too. Nobody never told me nothing like that to my face, but I hear the whisper. You know what I mean? And I never paid it no mind, because I understand, like, it really takes a different type of nigga. Like, I was here home in Atlanta. I don't even live in New York no more. Like, I didn't have nothing. I don't even know them little kids. I had nothing to do with the situation. I could have just sat back and said, I'm minding my business. But I said, you know what? I took a flight all the way to New York just to make sure, like, I know I'm here for this purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm living my purpose, man. Ever since I came home from jail, I've been getting a lot of blessings just by living in my purpose. You know what I'm saying? So, I was just basically saying, I was just basically talking to the people, like, don't like from moving forward. I'm a street dude. I'm not a Hollywood dude. Hit me up. Hit us up. Like, we reachable. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here to prevent stuff like this from happening. That happened already. I would love. I take for no money. You know what I mean? I just take pride in knowing that I help somebody. You know, I'm gonna get my blessings, and I know I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I was just saying to the people.
Yeah, you know, many are called, few are chosen, man. You're chosen. You know what I mean? And
I appreciate that coming from you.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, I'm glad that, you know, we like-minded to the extent where we can see above, you know, the surface deep. Because it was a time I couldn't, you know what I mean? I couldn't see. You know, I would have thought differently. I would have reacted differently on a whole lot of things. But, you know, that's why it's so important. I tell all the little homies, embrace an OG over IG. You know what I mean? Because this is what really saved lives. This is what really saved doing life sentence or having to go experience, you know, all of that you have already experienced. You already know the way in the direction on how to prevent that. You already know on how to protect yourself with your movement and different things. So when I sit back and like observe a lot of, you know, the homies, the rappers, you know what I mean, that's dying, the way I see them dying, you know, it's no doubt about, you know, it's a dangerous career right now. And definitely for those who, you know, I call it campaigning, you know, because some people bring stuff on their own self, you know what I mean, based off the words and different things that they say, because life and death is in the tongue. And if you campaigning for something and you get elected, then, you know, you don't like election day, but it comes from reaping what you sow. You know what I mean? All those different laws or whatnot. And the playing field where rap is concerned, you know, has turned, you know, into a whole different ball game today than it was, you know, a few years ago. And we have to embrace that is what it is and adjust, you know, adjust accordingly. And, you know, I'm hoping that a lot of the guys do that, man. I'm hoping that a lot of the OGs, well, I'm hoping that they will listen and go and embrace some of the OGs to, you know, to tell them how to save their life. Because a lot of the deaths that I witness, I sit back and hear about, I'm like, wow, this would have been done. That didn't have to take place. If this would, and it's just a matter of putting some extra protection on your ass. It's a matter of not getting caught up in ego and thinking with your brain. But if they don't know how to think, you know what I mean? And you're dealing with individuals that think they know everything, but they don't know. And then, you know, that bullet, you know, running up in their ass and they like, whoa, I really didn't know, but sometimes it's too late. So once again, embrace somebody. It ain't like they don't have the money to even protect themselves.
Right.
That's the other people. You know what I mean? Why you want to be a fool with a bunch of money? You know, it's gonna soon depart.
That's a fact, man. And you look at dudes like Triple Extension, you know, you look at dudes like that, and he got caught slipping at a light by himself. You know, that should have never happened. Like, you definitely should have had some protection in his own town, but still, you should have had some protection with you, so people to protect you. When you worth some money, man, it's wolves out there that want to eat. You know what I mean? So you got to feed some wolves, or even if it's legal security, that's still wolves to keep them off of you. Growing up in my neighborhood, like what you said, I overstand it, because growing up in my neighborhood, I learned, and I sit back and watch, like, anything that happened in my neighborhood, me and my brothers got blamed for it. Any shootings, any killings and all that. So it was like, all right, you know what I mean? So what I did was I started a rap group, which was called Bang Bang Boogie, and I brought all the neighborhoods around together. You know what I'm saying? And it was something that had never been done before. The feds seen that, you know, and the state seen that, and that's when they locked us up. That's when I was facing like time in jail. I was facing life because they seen that, you know, like, they didn't really like that. Of course, I was in the street, but it was more so they seen us about to take off. You know what I'm saying? So I learned my lessons through my experiences, and others too. And not to even just go back on that. You just off of who you are alone and the work that you put in, I want to salute you. And you deserve that. You deserve the respect. I don't care where it's at in the country. You ain't from New York, so what? That's the big homie. Like, he's paving the way for us. He deserved that respect. Yo, man, get that chain back, man. Man, that's the big homie. Like, nah, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you'll do the same for us. You know what I'm saying? For the little homies. And you don't got no bad stain on your name with nobody who was signed under you. Never heard nobody. You like, salute. I took my hat to you, big bro. Like, definitely.
Yeah. No, the feeling is mutual, man. The feeling is mutual. And one more thing, you know, a lot of times, you know, people think because they have a bunch of people with them, that's a form of protection. That ain't the case. You can have a whole bunch of people with you without structure, and things will go astray. You know what I mean? So structure is so important to have with your movement. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, if everybody too high or too drunk, or you know what I mean, the whole crew is not mentally there, then nobody, you know what I mean, is thinking proper. So, you know, all the artists, the rappers, and just people in general, you know, it came a time in my life where I say, okay, my objective when I leave home today is to make it home. You know what I mean? I need to make it back home. I got kids. You know what I mean? I'm 21, I'm 22, but I got kids. I want to be here for my kids. So I'm gonna have to think and prepare. You know, when I'm leaving, I'm thinking I'm playing chess. I'm thinking moves ahead so I can make it back to my kids. So therefore, everything I'm interacting with all throughout that day, like I gotta make it home to my kids. So I put a system, I put structure around me to make sure that takes place. And that's what, you know what I mean, people have to do. You know what I mean? Because that's who really suffer, you know, when they leave, man. You know, just think about it. You know, ain't nothing like I was a victim of that to a certain extent growing up without one of the parents being there. You know what I mean? A lot of times we take that for granted. We don't, you know, we act like tomorrow is promised and we're invincible, and that's just not the case, you know what I mean, today in this time. So I'm hoping, man, people put more protection on their ass, and if you don't know, ask. You know what I mean? Ask somebody that has lived through these trials and tribulations, because ain't nothing like having a track record of being able, you know, where you can say, okay, I've been there and I've done that and I'm still here. You know what I mean? I used to always say, homie, it's hard for a man to tell me how to stay out of jail and he always going to jail. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So, you know, you always going, you know, you can't tell me how to stay out if you always going. Now, you done been and you done figured it out, you got a track record of, you know what I mean, not going back to back, then I want to hear from you.
Yeah, hey, that's a fact, man. And you know, somebody like you who's been as successful as you've been, that's what y'all want to aspire to be. And you know what I mean? I came to your mansion, you invited us out to your mansion, your house, your land, beautiful, man. Oh man, just like that was such an aspiration. You don't even know. You don't even understand what that did for me. Like, you know, I'm shooting for the moon and the stars, you know what I mean? So like,
yeah, I do.
That did. He said, yeah, I know. That did a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm somebody who also, like, you know what I mean? I consider myself a young OG. You know what I'm saying? Been in the streets, made it past. You know, I went to jail a few times, but my last one, when I was faced on that time, I beat it and haven't been back in not even one handcuff since. You know what I mean? Just a few traffic tickets. That's it. So yeah, like you said, OGs over IG. Listen to people like us. You know what I mean? Because we ain't gonna misguide you. We ain't been doing it, and trust and believe, you know, that move that we made when we came together was the right move. Anything other than that would have been idiotic. You know what I'm saying? It's just been like more chaos. Who wants more chaos? I don't want none of my homies going to that. I got brother in jail doing 19 years. I got some brothers that you know, from another mother doing life. I don't want that no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody going to war with me. I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need more brothers in jail. I don't need more brothers in the grave. We need to unify like this and help build generational wealth together. This is what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? We need to be able to call one another. You know, if we got something going on, like yo, Prince, I got, you know, artist or something on. Maybe you can help me get in this building, or make, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you know, I got my people out there. Can you hold them down? Whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. That's what we need to do, and we need to practice that throughout these states. You know what I mean? Because I feel like these beefs now, especially in hip hop, is becoming. They going state to state now. They leaving neighborhoods, and it's like this got to stop. They got to stop. Somebody got to say it. I'm sorry. I'll be the one to say it. You know what I mean? If you don't like what I'm saying, oh well, man. It got to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Satan is the author of confusion, man. So people have to like understand, like when this confusion, you know, is taking place in different people's life, understand that Satan is the author of confusion. He ain't far away. He in the midst of it. So for those who want to wallow in killing each other, who want to wallow in confusion, then, you know, Satan, they brother, you know what I mean? He right there in the midst of it. It's important for one to understand that. Now, I also want to take this opportunity, and you know, I released a drink right here, you know what I mean, which contributed a Merlot and champagne and rosé and Cabernet. It's called Loyalty. You know what I mean? It's called Loyalty out of all things.
So now I gotta ask you this. You know, I'm glad you brought it up. Let's get it out the way. You got, of course, the rumors that Preem was leaning on y'all on some extortion shit.
Well, you know, I just said my whole adolescent years, I fought niggas from Southside. We got into shootouts. This is my growing up. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Hollis. Fights, I mean, brawls, lives lost.
Yo, wait. This M.Reck content is sponsored by yours truly. Tone Styles, Chi-Town, Holy City, Stand Up. Something to Prove, album out now on all streaming platforms. And like the big homie M.Reck say, double deuces and bubble gooses. I'm gone.
No, you're the plug and such. You a joke's bound to happen if you slipping or you lacking. I'm gripping on the mat 10, ready for the action. Shots will make you break dance and have you do a backspin. I got more kicks than karate flicks. My whole team pushing Maserati whips. You on IG liking thotty pics. Shorty pocket broke, but her body fixed. Peace, world. To promote your music or promote your business by placing an ad on MRecktv, contact MRecktv promo, MRecktv promo @gmail.com. Peace. Oh yeah, subscribe to MRecktv, youtube.com/MRecktv. I'm gone. MRecktv. It's got a music.